guys, I just woke up. I'm going to be going over how to revive your closure kinky curly wig or sew-in. I have it in a sew-in. I have had my sew-in in for 2 weeks. So I'll be actually removing the closure portion. It's over. I'll be removing the closure portion, and then I'll show you how to wash that, get the glue off. And I actually, since it's the beginning of my day, I'll be getting in the shower and actually washing my bundles. So as you can see here, if anyone needs to know, I feel like most of us do know how to do a sew-in, but if anybody needs that tutorial, I can go over that. Just let me know in the comments. But I just double weft each weft is double weft during my sew-in, and I never cut the bundles. I just kind of like double weft and just keep holding and going layer by layer until I run out of bundles. Usually I like to put a double weft. Double wefted basically means you're taking, if your bundle is spread out and you take it and you fold it together. So that's a double weft. I'm basically putting 3 to 4 layers in the back, like right under my ear. I never want to have more than 3 to 4, especially with kinky curly hair, because it just becomes too hot and bulky in the back. And then you want to make sure that you're like not putting it too close to the end or the kitchen of your hair. It just gets too hot, and nobody wants to walk around with a hot head of hair. You get irritated, you want to take it out. So and then from there, I like a full head of hair, so I would say there's about 8 to 10 double weft bundles at the top, like right under my closure. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. So just make sure you're being careful. So I'm a low maintenance girl. I get hot, I get irritated with my hair. So I don't use a ball cap all the time. A lot of the time I just want to make sure that I'm gluing right above my hairline. So that's why, like, after 2 weeks, I usually have to redo my closure, because sweating at the gym, things like that. Like, I go to the gym now 5 times a week, so my glue will usually sweat off on its own. And just make sure when you're working out, you're wearing a headband so that your closure can stay in place. So let's go ahead and just pull this up. And I like to use a miniature scissor because it just makes it easier for me to make sure like I'm actually cutting the actual weft or cutting the thread. Just pull all that up into like a little ponytail. Let's see. Kinky curly is a little bit harder because it can get tangled. Mine is kind of soft, but it can get tangled and it makes it hard to kind of get through. But, so you'll do that. Take your clip. Just make sure you clip it so you have the security to cut through. You don't have all the hair in the way. I also like to take my rat tail comb so that I can find the thread. You see there. Take your mini scissor and you're just going to cut that thread. And just keep doing that throughout until it's loosened up enough that you can just pull it out. Your stylist, yourself or your stylist, should be, the thread should be really close. There should be little strands of thread really close throughout your closure, because that's what really keeps it in place. Pull it off here, and I'll take that, and I like to put it on my mannequin head. It just gives me some stability to clean it off. Of course, I'll be doing this in the bathroom when I wash my hair as well. That way I can kind of rinse out the gunk after I get it off. But I just wanted to give you a detail of what it looks like. Those are my braids. I only did 8 braids. I usually do 12, maybe even 14. When I want like just really like security, but right now when I did it, I just wanted to get it done fast because I had to be at work at 4 a.m. So just take a close up. I have a mixture of hot water and Dawn soap, and you just want to make sure that you're really brushing really intensely to get that glue off. I'm gonna actually go ahead and take my shower for today so I can get ready to get to the parade, and I have a pedicure scheduled today as well, so I have a lot to get done. So I'm gonna just do all this in the shower. So what I'll be doing, I'll be taking the avocado, I'm an Avocado Design Essentials curly shampoo to the bundles, and I also will be using the Native Almond and Shea Moisture conditioner. I'll just leave on the conditioner for it as long as it takes me to shower. And then as far as my natural hair, I'll be washing my natural hair as well. I'll just kind of get in between the wefts, and I'm going to oil my hair as well, but I'll be back on camera to oil it. And yeah, just make sure that after you wash it, after you wash out your conditioner, you only need the conditioner in for about 3 to 5 minutes. Make sure after you wash out your conditioner, you leave your hair wet, but you'll see that once I return. I'm gonna show you guys the parade. They're setting up, getting ready. I'm so excited. I'm about to go down there after I finish my hair. Get big. Okay, so I'm out the shower. The parade is getting more and more lit. I'm so excited to go there. Okay, so I'm out the shower. I used that almond and avocado design essential shampoo and the Native Almond and Shea Butter conditioner. I left the conditioner on for about 5 minutes while I did my microdermabrasion and I made my mask. The parade is getting more and more lit. I am so ready to go out there. But just so you guys, I have what's called seborrheic dermatitis, however you say it. So sometimes I have outbreaks, and then I have to I have to there again, wait. I have to kind of use whatever methods to like get rid of like the outbreaks that I have. Usually when I eat a lot of like yeast type foods like bread, stuff like that, I have an outbreak and then it turns into discoloration. But anyways, y'all are here for my hair. If y'all are here for seborrheic dermatitis and how to manage that, leave some messages below. It's basically the opposite of eczema, but it looks the same. Eczema is if your skin is extremely dry. Seborrheic dermatitis is if your skin is severely oily, but it still looks like what eczema would look like when you have an outbreak. So anyways, now that I'm out the shower, I actually am going to use my Design Essentials Almond and Avocado Foam and just put that through my hair to make sure put that through the bundles to make sure that the curl stays a little more than just like using water. So you want to use either like a curling spray or Design Essentials foam or curling spray, something that would hold the curl in place. Water is going to cause it to be frizzy if that's all that you're using. So throughout the day, your hair is going to end up, or your bundles are going to end up frizzy. The closure pinned on my mannequin head. I'm gonna take that foam and do the same thing here. Make sure you get, this is the weft that I put in right by where the closure is. Just make sure, just making sure that I hang and dry this one too. Now this is the weft that I put around the closure just to secure the closure. So I also take that out because I will secure the closure with this weft. Okay, and now I'm gonna take my molding gel. You can use any gel really. Then just put that right where I'm going to be laying my closure. I accidentally bought the extra small one and my head is not extra small, so I actually have to use 2 instead of 1. Well, if you get the right ones, you'll be fine. Put that around. And then we're going to sit under the dryer, let that dry for about 20 minutes, if not even that, 10 minutes. I also try to dry my face at the same time. So I'm gonna sit under there for about 10 to 20 minutes and then I'll be back. It's my dryer right here. I don't know the name of it. When I figure out the name, I'll let you guys know. Now I'm gonna take my concealer. The color for my concealer is Fenty's concealer is 385. And you don't have to use Fenty, you can use anything you get from like your local drugstore. But I just like to do this on my actual scalp. So once I add or apply the closure, it'll have a defined part already there. This is not necessary, but I just like it because, like I said, it looks more defined once you even put the closure on, before you even do that. So I put it in 3 parts because I never know what side I'm gonna want to wear my closure on. So yeah, it's like 3 lines. Take your closure and like put it to where you're going to be sitting it. I'm gonna move past it a little sticky. So put it to where you're going to be sitting it. So for me, it's from temple to temple almost. If you need a little more guidance, just keep it there while you're putting on your glue. So I align my glue from where my closure starts and where my closure ends. So we're here and here, basically. And I put the glue like right, I put the glue right above my hairline. Like I said, I don't wear a cap a lot of the times, and I don't put the glue on my hairline because I don't wear a cap. So here, we're taking the glue from here, and make sure that you use like an alcohol on your hairline before you do this part, because you want to make sure that there's no oil there on your skin so that it'll adhere better. You really, really want to make sure you don't have any oil on your skin. So I'll take that first application and just rub it along my hairline. So while that first application of glue is drying, and make sure you wipe it off. While that first application of glue is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some foundation to my closure. So this one is Fenty Foundation 410. And again, a drugstore foundation will do. So take that, put that on my closure. So I have some thread in there, but it's clean. Okay, put that all over my closure so that the color starts to match the color of my scalp, not the color of my skin. Correction, the concealer should be the color of your scalp. The foundation should be the color of your skin. Okay. So we have our foundation on our closure. As you can see, matches my skin color. And I'll leave that to continue to dry. Make sure this is drying up here. And just make sure you put it over that first line of glue. Same thing we just did, we're just adding a second layer. Perfect. It's a little little sticky. Okay, that side isn't all the way dry yet, so let's do it here. It will be sticky like that if it's not all the way dry. And I knew it wasn't all the way dry. I'm just trying to get to this Pride Festival, honey. Spread it out so it can dry a little bit faster. I'll glue my face. All right, so we're gonna let that dry. I love this show. I'm like, but I fall asleep on it every night, so I never really know what episode I'm supposed to be on. Okay, looks like it's drying up. I'm over here. Do y'all, any of y'all watch Yellowstone? It's so random, but I was like, I actually like this show. I fall asleep on it all the time though, so I really never know what episode I'm supposed to be on. It's a really good show. It's like, is this how cowboys really live? Okay, so I'm just combing back the front hairs of the closure so that it doesn't get stuck to the glue once we lay it, because once you cut the lace, the baby hairs are really close to the edge, so sometimes you can get it stuck on the glue if you're not careful. So now that that layer of glue is almost dry, I'm gonna go ahead and take this gel. I like to use this gel as just like another layer of like protection of keep it on, so you don't have to really bother with it for about a week or two, like bother with the glue for about a week or two. This is the EBIN Wonder Gel, and this was the EBIN glue, sports glue. So I like to use the sports one because I'm super active. You either get extra firm active glue or sports glue, so it's one or the other. And I'll take that across my hairline. There's always like some excess that comes out. You don't want to get it on your face. And I do the same thing I did with the glue. I just let the gel, I'm gonna take the gel and move it along my hairline over the glue. It kind of like makes it kind of turn a little clear. And like I said, it just gives it an extra protection of like adhesive, so you don't have to worry about it so often. Worry about going in to add any extra glue as often. Like I said, just make sure you do not get the glue or the gel on your baby hairs, the real hair. Okay, so now that we're done with that part, we're gonna let that dry for a second, and then we'll go into adding the closure. Make sure that you have your wig band ready. We're gonna hold that down once we add it and once we apply it. It's still a little wet, but that's okay. As long as the actual glue is dry. The gel I don't so much get so hung up on how dry that gets. But make sure that you put it right on that line of where you put your gel and your glue. And if you have to shift it, that's okay. Just make sure you shift it quickly. Like, don't let it sit for too long before you shift where you need it to be. Make sure you take your comb, making sure those hairs are not on that glue or that gel. It's like a headache if those little hairs get on there. Especially, like I said, once you cut the lace, it's really like, you really want to make sure that you're not letting it touch. There we go. Remember that the closure is still wet. I want to dry it with everything else. On that part, when you have your closures, you're always going to see it unless you cut it up and cut it off. I don't cut mine just because I know that I'm going to apply baby hairs to mine. But if you're not going to apply baby hairs, just make sure you cut that like part off, like just not the entire thing, just right where you're laying your closure for your scalp, like right there. You can cut those temples off if you're not going to use baby hair. But I use baby hair to cover it, so it doesn't bother me. It's definitely like a wider part of your closure. So now that you have your closure glued down, the gel come up. Okay, so now that you have your closure glued down, you're gonna go ahead and take your band. And make sure I have it where I want it. Being very specific. Okay, yeah, so now that you have your closure down, take your band. You're gonna put your band right on the line, right on the hairline. Actually, I did pull out that one. Make it easier for myself. Let's see the ponytail. Here we go. Okay, so take that, put that right on your hairline. Over and under. And you're gonna let that sit there while we start sewing down the actual lining of the closure. And don't forget, we have this this piece of the bundle, that one left, that we're gonna align around the closure. Just anything you have to clip up the closure so all the hair is pulled up into like a ponytail or a clip, something where you just have access to the edges of the closure. I just use a clip. Pull it back. bit. Okay, so now your closure, you just want to make sure that it's like super firmly held down when you're sewing. So I'll be holding the end of this while I'm sewing so that I can make sure it's laid down super secure. And this is going to hold tight, so don't worry about the edge of your closure. Just worry about making sure like you're pulling the back to keep it laid down. So when you're doing your needle and your thread, just make sure you take the thread. I usually like wet the end because you want to get it as straight as possible so you can get it through your needle. So make sure you take your thread, your needle, and you're gonna put it right through there. I know this should be simple, but a lot of people have a hard time with it, so that's why I'm showing you. Then you're gonna bring it to like the halfway point or however long you need it. Just make sure you bring it together, two pieces together like that. Then you're gonna take and cut it right where those two pieces end. Now you want to bring it around your index finger under. All you guys learned how to tie under and pull it through. And you'll just make a knot right there. And you'll do that twice under your index finger. Take your index finger and your thumb and pull it through. And you kind of want that knot, that second knot to meet where that first knot is. So that way you have like a double knot right there so that it doesn't like break through. And if it does break through, you have a second knot to be its like safety or whatever. And you cut off the excess. So here we go. Taking our closure and we're looking for where we can secure that on our braid. And I have like I said, the more braids you have, the more secure it will be. But I did not put that many braids just because I was rushing that night. I had to get to work at 4 a.m. and I wanted to get it done as soon as I could. So I don't have as much braiding like security. I also usually would use a net for one of my customers, but I care about my customers more than myself sometimes. So I'm not using a net. It really just kind of keeps from the hair pulling, from the hair pulling at your own hair. Let me be honest, another reason why I don't use nets on myself is because I get hot and that net starts to irritate me. Because like, even like wigs after so long irritate me because just the idea of like something sitting on my head and being so hot like that, I start to get like, oh, I'm not irritated, you know, but just like the idea of like not being able to take it off like it's a hat, I don't like it all the time. So it's like another reason why I don't use a net, is I don't want to feel like I have on a hat. Like I want air to breathe through my scalp, and you'll still get breathability with a net, but it's just not the same. Like I said, I like to use the little scissors because there's less like potential for accidents. Take that, and we're gonna go in again because we still have our, remember we have our single weft lace. That's gonna help me do like a second layer of security for the closure. Basically, I'll take it from here to here, like right under my closure. And when I'm sewing on this weft, I'll be also going under the weft and under the closure line so that I'm pulling it even more tight. What we're gonna do with this one, okay, so we're gonna take the needle and thread, and we're gonna put it through the weft, through the ends of the weft. I like to put it through where it lays together at instead of the part where it wraps in at, because it just makes it easier to me for some reason. But it doesn't really matter now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think it really matters. It just makes it like keep it together for me so I know where I'm at. All right, so go under your hair and hold it, pull it through where your closure is. Like, don't go through the whole lace, just go through the line that they created for you to sew through. Like the lining of the closure is where you want to always have your needle go through. You don't want to poke holes through the actual closure because you won't be able to reuse it as much if you're putting holes through the actual closure itself. You want to use the thicker end of your closure that was created for you to sew through. Now this part, I like to sew it super close together because I want it to be super secure. Super secure. Okay, so we have that on. So what we're gonna do from here, still wet, which is good, which is a good thing. So let me go get my Design Essentials curling spray, and I'll be right back to do the diffuser. Okay, I'm back. I have a detachable diffuser, so any kind of like blow dryer that you have, you can just simply, well, not simply, but you can attach it onto there. Here we go. And use it as a diffuser. And that's what the diffusers look like. I know everybody has this 80-20 rule, which is a pretty good rule. It just means that you are looking to get your hair 20% dry, air dry, and 80% diffused. Same applies for your KINKY curly hair. Just remember, it's human hair, so you want to treat it like it's human. I would say though, like, unlike myself, you don't have to use like the name brandy hair supplies like Design Essentials. You can get things that are similar. So what I would do if I were you, or you know, if you don't want to spend money on name brand items for your hair, because I reuse my hair over and over and over again, so I guess I just treat it like my hair. But I sometimes, when I don't want to spend money on that, I just look at the ingredients on the back of whatever I'm using and compare it to whatever's in the store. So if this is called like Daily Curl Revitalizer, I look for like a Daily Curl spray, and then I kind of compare the ingredients. Like I'll go on Amazon, look at the ingredients on the name brand item and compare the ingredients to the non-name brand item. That way I can see like how similar it is. And if it's super similar, I'll just buy the one that's not name brand. Like, why not? So here we go. I'm just gonna spray the hair with the revitalizer. Make sure it's moist. I just really like to make sure the ends are super hydrated, because one thing about the ends of kinky curly hair, or at least for the ends of this one, the ends on this one can get super dry. I don't know why. I got the kinky curly hair bundles from a website called Tinashe, and then the actual closure is not from the same company. I have my own vendor that I get the closure from. It's actually not even a kinky curly hair texture. The kinky curly bundles, like this is actually kinky curly texture. This is like a kinky wave texture. So there are two different textures, but they're like close enough. Okay, so now we're done with the curling. I like that curl pattern, so I'm gonna keep it there. Just remember, my closure is not kinky curly like my bundles are, so I needed to apply, well, I need to apply a little more vitalizer to that closure just to give it some help to curl. as much, like curl without being frizzed up as much as the actual Kinky curly bundles. So there we go with the curl. I love the curl. Isn't it cute? Yeah. And let's go ahead and take that band off now so that we can apply or actually do the melt with the hot comb. And I'm gonna just go around the hairline with my wax stick. I like to use a lot more than other people do. So I go around the hairline with the wax stick. And we're gonna come in, oh, what I just dropped. We're gonna come in with the hot comb. Make sure you're holding down your closure because you just installed it. Come down with my hot comb. And make sure I'm getting all the hairs. Now make sure you don't put the hot comb on your actual skin. It's okay if you put it on your closure, but don't get it on your actual skin. All right, so we have that hot combed and ready to go. I'm gonna wear mine to my left side, and I don't want to part today because as my closure ages, I will actually go ahead and add a middle part at that point, like after like maybe a couple months. Because it's easier to hide a lace, like an old lace, an older lace with a part. Then you can just wear the hair down in your face. But since my closure is relatively new, I'm gonna let the girls see what they ain't gonna see. Okay? I'm gonna take my little hot comb. So let me first go in and grab, mind you, this is the reinstall, so I already have my edges cut. And I actually might cut them a little shorter today, just so I can get, because I don't necessarily need, them to curl up as much as they were before, but they curl up on the end. Like I don't need to do a swivel again, but we'll see. Just be playful with your edges. Make a decision of how you want them. Okay. That little piece of hair wants to be a part of my edges so bad. But you don't belong here. You do not fit into the edge group. Okay. I want my hairline to be straight back. I'll bring those down. I'm gonna just start razoring at them with my little scissors, or you can use an actual razor. I just don't want them even, like a blunt cut, because your hair is not, like your edges are not a blunt cut. So why would you want your edges to be? All right, so let's go in with our mini curler. We're gonna curl the heck out of it. And our other side. Please, please, please do not burn yourself. Especially not on your face. Alright. Ooh, let's get that curled in. Let's curl that down a little. We'll need a couple of pins to keep that out my way. Okay, pin that. Okay, so if you like me, you're gonna need to pin that to keep that out the way, because that is frustrating me. Okay, so I take my, I think Edge Booster or Gorilla Glue is a better option, but right now I have my Design Essentials Edge Max. I don't like this one because it's so oil based, but I'm gonna use it since it's what I have right now. And I would suggest either Gorilla Glue or Edge Booster, or just use the actual like Got2b glue to curl it down. Like Jada Wada has a tutorial on how to do it with Got2b glue. There we go. You want to be in here so bad. Cool. I love that. I love that. So I'm gonna go in with my, because I don't like that edge control so much. It's so oily. It don't really hit like it's supposed to. And I should have went and got the edge booster for you guys so you can see the difference. But I'm gonna actually go in with my, so I don't use Gossipy glue. I use EBIN Wonder Bond. It's the same thing. I'm gonna actually use that because the edge booster is not it. The Designer's Interest edge booster is not it. So there we go. A little swirl. I go in with my Nor by Norel pigmentation. I go in and spray it a little bit until I really feel like it's gotten like to my color. Like right there. I think that's perfect. You don't want it to be too dark because your hairline and your scalp is not as dark as the rest of your skin. And then I spray it one more time. All that is gonna keep that thing on for 2 weeks, I'm trying to tell you. Between the gel and the glue and the spray, you really only gotta use one, honestly, but all of them together, the way I showed y'all today, that thing is not gonna come up for at least 2 weeks. So we're gonna put this on one more time so that that spray can dry. Ooh, is that up? Why? Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. All right, and then let your curls out so they can dry too. And while that's all drying, I am about to do my makeup so I can get to this parade. I'm gonna go ahead and go in and do my makeup. I really like this Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, Party All Day All Night. It's called Airbrush. Y'all do not have to use what I'm using. I'm just doing this because I'm about to go out and about. But spray my face with that, let it dry, and I actually go in and cover up some of my discoloration. Do that first. Yeah. Just pat that in. At the end. Like same foundation color that I used on my lace closure. Rihanna deserves an award. An award. She probably already got one, honestly. I had such a hard time with like finding good foundation for myself before. It was either too like matty, like it would turn like, just after the day went on, it just would get like this weird texture at the end of the day with other foundations I tried to use, or it would be too like the undertone wouldn't be right. It was just always something. But with this one, it's perfect. And I have a lighter one, like a more yellow undertone one for the winter, like when I get lighter. And like this one is more bronzy for the summer. Our bag, gal. It always gives skin. I'm gonna still have some glue right there. I see it, I see it. Okay. Now right now I'm just using my Sephora eyebrow pen. I use it on my lips first, actually. To add a little something, something. What the girls call it, brownie glaze. The girls call it brownie glaze. Get out of here with that. Stop it, not brownie glaze. But anyways, go in there. Put it into line. I just kind of fill my in because they're already like, you know, they're already pretty dark. So I just kind of fill it in. I'm gonna go in with the brush just to make sure it's not so dark. I'll lighten it up a little bit, straight through. Sometimes I wonder if I not, but I haven't used one so long, like a dress pencil. I should try one of those soon just to see how I feel about it. I don't let the parade pass me by. I don't think I know. I think that's the part. I'm not sure. Then we're gonna go back in with our concealer again and line that up. I take my flat brush and just go in along the line and blend it in with my foundation as much as possible. I don't really necessarily like the white line so noticeable. Like some people like it because it's like super like profound, like it's super dramatic. Like lets you know like, hey, I got some brows, baby, but I like mine's blended in a lot more, like with my foundation color. Up and out. Make sure you go up and out so that you don't hit your brow. And then, because once you hit your brow, it's just gonna like, cause it to be too light, you know what I'm saying? I think I accidentally hit my edge. Up and out. not gonna lose my mind over. It is what it is. And I like to use a double extend because I don't really wear lashes very often, like wear like false lashes all the time. And this mascara just pretty much like extends your real lash to make it look longer. And I don't line my lashes either, like all the time, unless I'm like having like a day where I'm like being a little dramatic. Now the line, I call it the Nicki Minaj line because honey, that is her thing, okay? But yeah, if I just want a natural lash, I just use my extender and that's it. My extender, mascara, and that's it. You can already see like the difference between that lash and this lash. Like this one goes down and it's not as like long, and then this one you like is more pronounced and longer. I'm gonna go in with two different things. Go out with my Fenty contour stick. And this one is the color Espresso 5, my matchstick. I'm like a brown skin girl, like not light skin, not dark skin, like brown skin. So if you're like that in between, you probably would need Espresso 5. I don't know if that makes sense, but that might be your color. You can ask the girls at Sephora to be sure. And I use powder under my eye. Kind of just let it sit for a little bit. But I am eventually gonna distribute it all throughout because it's hot outside and the powder like kind of keeps you from sweating. So there we go with that. Keep it away from me, like from everything else on me. And where the heck is my contour brush? I just had it. Well, that's one of them, but that's not the one I'm looking for. What's the best makeup bag you guys have? Like that gets you really organized. What's the best makeup bag? Because I need to know. Because this one stresses me out sometimes. But we're gonna go in and blend. Blend in that contour. Blend in that powder after you blend the contour in. I usually don't contour. I'm just doing the most right now because we're about to go to the parade and we gotta let them know that we know how to do a natural finish. I don't really contour my nose either, honestly. No, I'm not going there. My nose is, we're giving African American nose around here, okay? Okay, so now that we're done with our makeup and the hair is dry, we're all done. So let me let you get into the details. Yes. Is it giving? I know, yes. Yes. It's giving frontal low-key. I ain't gonna lie. I love you guys. I love. It's legendary. It's giving Diana Ross. It's giving Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? You guys like it? Okay, so if you like it, just press like, leave me a comment, let me know if you have any questions, let me know if there's anything you do different, any products you use that are different. And remember, you don't have to use the products that are in the video. Just make sure you're reading the ingredients and making sure they're similar. So it's so soft, you guys. Like, Tinashe did that. And my vendor on the closure, I'm gonna have to get y'all this vendor. Okay, so here is my outfit for Pride. Yes, I love, get into it. Oh, my shoes. Oh, there's the Crocs. Yeah, it's giving. Okay. My mom sells these. So cute, she sent this to me. And she sells these little bumper phone cases. Big bumper phone cases. Ain't nothing little over here. Big bumper phone cases. And my Crocs, my little cute little Crocs mom. And Aquarius knows what to get. Okay, keep you an Aquarius when you always keep one because they always know what to get you, honey. Yes, my mom's Aquarius, my ex is Aquarius, my new nigga is Aquarius. Yes. Okay. So cute. I'm about to go live it up, y'all. Have fun. Thank you for chiming in. Bye. $40. Squeeze myself. Oh, it's not working. But anyways, we in the car. We outside. No, that needs to be a sound.
How do y'all feel about EBIN? She's so funny. We just been each other's show. She said you took her partner's spot. Bro, she can't get your insurance. She can't get her insurance. No. I don't like her. I did get it. Give me your insurance. That's all.
I'm trying to see that karma in real time.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She made the mistake. She smacked into her. It doesn't matter whether you did some shit or not.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter. Tell her to get her
I don't know. That's what we gotta figure out. You ain't
Fuck the bullshit. Give her insurance. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay, pull ahead, yeah, pull ahead so they can get past.
Have a good day. You have a good day. You have a good day.
Yes. She said, I need your insurance, babe. I'm gonna drop my phone.
Tell your friend to chill the fuck out there. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter. Tell your friend to shut the fuck up before she gets smacked in the face. Tell your friend to shut the fuck up because she really is a bitch. That is his fucking dick. Let's see in this shit. No, it's okay.
The way you recording got me so weak.